Welcome to Canberra
Metalheads.
Season 1.
The Archives. Alright, let's kick it.
Okay, we're at Stupid Old Studios down in Melbourne. We've got a podcasting room here. You're joined here with Marky, Malphas, and
Benny Benpegor.
And we've got Tom here from Wolfpack.
Hey Ben, hey Mark, how you doing?
Not
Cheers
bad,
for having
man.
me.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming in down.
No worries, man. It's still morning, so we'll wake up soon. Watch out.
Yeah, that's it, man.
It's gonna happen.
Still need all our coffees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've only had one, so if I say really random stuff, like that's why. I'm just getting that excuse in now.
That's all good. That's all good.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you've got such awesome music like this, man, I think the fans will let you get away with a little bit.
Nah. Don't let us get away with anything. Because I'll respect that, but like Kane, our bass player, will take full advantage of that. He's like, all right, cool, I'm allowed to be cheeky. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that, man. It's cool to have that dynamic in the band where you guys sort of bounce off each other a little bit.
We're super lucky. Like it's really weird. So with Wolfpack, we're 100% not for profit band. And all the money we make goes to animal welfare. And it's kind of bizarre. So I had the idea, and it's not because we're nice people or anything like that. Like I was literally like the idea was just kind of a stupid one because I just wanted to get square with my Kelpie, right?
Yeah.
So Wright was like my best bud. And
Yeah.
looked after me when I made the move. I grew up in Perth when I made the move from Perth to Melbourne, and so it sort of just started organically like that. I just wanted to be. Because there's something really special about that, man, like that look in a dog's eye where they look at you and they genuinely love you more than they love themselves.
Yeah.
And that spins me out. Like, that solves all that. Oh, yeah, what have I done? Hang on, there I was. Yeah. Getting animated. I'm one of those idiots who talks to my hand.
That's so good, man.
Even when I'm on, like, the radio.
From one of those idiots to the next.
Yeah, that's it. Family. And so yeah, just like that look in dog's eyes, like actually that solves all our problems. That empathy, that sympathy, and that care and understanding of others, and that wanting to be considerate of them and stuff. That sort of drove the idea. But at the same time, like I'm a tyrant and like I'm really tough to be around and stuff, and so like I'm really lucky like that I found Kane, and like because he's just an amazing talent and like killer player. He helps keep my sloppy feet in time with his hard out finger picking on the bass and stuff. And same just some of the guitarists that we've been able to work with are all awesome. They all get sick and tired of me after a year, and that's why they keep leaving. There is actually some truth to that. Like I am really a tyrant. No, it's not. dig that hole. But to sort of find those people that you're lucky enough to work with, that are great to work with, but also get it, is awesome. And then of course you realise, like as soon as you start gigging, so many people get it, man. So many people get it. Like there is a massively wicked army and an undercurrent of people who have their heads screwed on straight, who do have a heart and everything like that. Like it's Do I just rant? Because I can just
go
rant.
for it, man.
Because
that's what we want, dude.
Capitalism is just it's a decrepit, evil beast, and it is uncontrollable, and it is just expanding at just the most ridiculous exponential rate. And like you see it when you're over in America, it's full on, man.
Yeah, it's fucked over in America.
The decline is so real, and like you're walking around and like you can go from like a block and then be another 2 blocks away, and you would have gone from like literally just wealth in excess and abundance to people that are actually like sleeping on like in the middle of like median strips on the road.
Pretty much pure poverty.
Yeah, pure poverty with like, and they'll like have like makeshift shanties out of like pallets and tarpaulins. It's like, man, if that's how life is, then we have a problem, you know? And so there does need to be this undercurrent of people that really do care and want to change things. But the problem that you have is more often than not, it's not that people aren't empathetic. It's not that they don't have a great heart. It's not that they don't want things to be different. They're just so busy trying to keep themselves ahead.
Yep.
And
Like if they had the money, they would help out, but they're too busy trying to stay alive day to day
Dude, they're
themselves.
scrounging money for capsicums. Do you know what I mean? So that their kids can eat healthily and stuff. Like it's a really frightening thing. It's a really gnarly situation that we're in, and I think like I mean I love it in Australia because we are a little bit in a bubble. Like we are a little bit isolated from the world, so we don't see and recognise just how bad it is, kind of thing.
Yeah, well, I'm from England, and like it's terrible over there. Like, man, you can't make any money, and even if you have money, it's gone within like a couple seconds because the cost of living over there is like it's horrible. That's why I come into it was because I went back to England for a little while, and then I came back here, and I was just like, man, people here don't understand how good they've got it compared to the rest of the world, man. Like Australia is like really, really good compared to a lot of other places.
We really, really are so lucky, and it's I mean that worries me. I'm so stoked that I did start like Wolfpack. I'm so stoked that I do have these great people that I get to work with. I'm so stoked that I do get to, to interact with so many great fans and see all these other great bands absolutely slaying it. Because it gives me hope, man, because we are super lucky in where we are in Australia, and we can't lose that.
Nah.
But there is a massive, personality trait that every Australian has, whether we choose to accept it or not, and that is apathy, man. Because of that isolation that we have, we are a very apathetic people. And I don't mean offense when I say that. Like, we're conditions of our, we're all a product of our environment. We're all conditioned this way. Like
exactly.
There's nothing that you can give anyone a hard time about. I mean, unless they're being a racist or a sexist or, a fascist idiot, then of course you're a bigot. We're going to bash the absolute crap out of you because that's what you deserve. You are the problem. Do you know what I mean?
That is true.
There's most of the time, people aren't necessarily like that. No one sets out to be evil. No one sets out to not be good.
And it's also influences as well. Like a lot of the time when people are like bad people, it's literally because that they've been taught to be bad people.
Yeah, that's it.
And like you hear a lot of stories of people that are reformed, bad people, or they've come to a point and they realize, hang on, what am I doing? Like, what am I doing? This is a bad choice, and then change it. So I think everybody has that ability to be a good person.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, everyone does. It's just if you choose to do it or not.
Yeah, and finding that, and that's where the apathy comes into it. You got to find that energy to fight for it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? A lot of the time, it is easier to go with the flow, know.
And it's like sometimes it seemed to be cool not to be good to people, but at the end of the day, it's not cool not. You know what I mean? Like it's cooler to be good to people than not to be.
Damn
it seems to be what you're pushing. Like I've noticed we've played a fair few of your songs. We've played I think two complete albums over the course of our past shows.
Yeah.
And we've sort of found this trend of like at the end of GTS, it's like look out for each other, guys. It's just so crazy to have I mean, we understand the punk in the scene is like such a tough and hard-hitting sort of group of dudes like originally, but it's now cool to see you guys just like using that same platform to push being empathetic and a good person.
We're all family. We just there is if you take away everything that they use to segregate us and to divide us, everything that helps put us in a box so that we're easy to market to. So you break down religion, you break down all your gender stereotypes, you break down all your class, literally class warfare. We are faced with it every second of every day.
Yeah.
That's what they want. They want us to be able to be put in all these boxes. Mm-hmm. And the more we get put in those boxes, it's not just so that they can feed us the information that they want to feed us and deceive us differently or manipulate us as required so that we buy this or we buy that.
Yeah.
It is done to distract us from recognizing that we're all the same. We've all got one heart. We all bleed the same blood. We breathe the same air. We're literally all the same.
Yeah.
And so if you recognize that and you focus on that, then that's a fantastically strong united force.
Yeah.
Because as you say, people generally are good. It's just that they get caught up in all these other things. So the more of those barriers you can break down, that's what's so important, man. Like life does get tough. man, one of the best things you can ever do in your life is every day before you walk out the door, put a smile on your face, man.
Yeah.
Because when you're walking down the street and you smile at your fellow humans, they will smile back.
Yeah.
That's that little, like, it sounds layman's crap, but it's not layman's crap, man.
Yeah,
it
true.
actually makes a
It's
difference.
true.
Like,
Yeah.
and you never know what that person's going through, but you're not doing it to help them out. You're just doing it to be the best you that you can be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if everyone is the best you that you can be at all times, like a lot of those depression, like symptoms, and a lot of the anxiety that people face, like especially in a digital age nowadays, we can break those down without even having to address them. It can just be a natural thing where you feel more connected to the world around you because everyone around you is being nicer.
Yep.
And so therefore the pressures that you face become easier to deal with. And
Yeah.
it's like, shit,
It's
not
nearly
that
like
hard.
everybody's helping each other through life. Like,
Yeah.
while you're helping someone, they're helping you. It's like we can all work together.
Yeah,
The-
and that's because that's exactly it's reaching the people that we're not even knowing we're reaching. Do you know what I mean? So it's great having a crew and having a posse.
Yeah.
And then if we can actually make everyone our posse, but without even like, thinking about it, just through the way we are by being the best person you can be,
Yeah.
like you say, then
Absolutely.
metal! That'd be so metal!
That's pretty much referring back to what I said a minute ago. Like it's cooler to be good to people than not to be
It
at the end of
is,
the day.
man. It absolutely is, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, so like you guys have been doing this. I've seen probably several albums from you guys already. How long have you been running Wolfpack for?
okay, so it started in, I think, October of 2011.
Yeah, right.
And we had some shows, and then the couple of the members that I was working with didn't want to do the not-for-profit thing. So me being the tyrant that I am, so yeah, I had to kick them out. Oh man, everyone look out for each other. I kicked them out. Like,
Well, the thing is, like, it happens all the time with bands, like, where sort of your vision for the band might differ, and like, I'm sure that all the while you might not be in a band together, you may be in separate bands, both doing separate things down the track, still doing something. It's just not always together. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, look, I'm super lucky that I still get to hang out with, like, with Josh, who basically, after I sort of had to sack the whole band, I like reached out to Kane. He's like, yeah, man, I'm in. I'm like, sweet, I'm gonna get Josh as well. And he's like, yeah, dude, get Josh, that'd be sick. And like, like Kane and I are still both best buds with Josh, even though he's not with us anymore and stuff. He's now plays in a band called the Go Set, who are great. They're like folky, bagpipey, crazy thing.
That sounds really cool.
Yeah,
I'll have to check him out.
And then same, like, Chase was with us on guitar for a while. He's got another band that's seriously worth checking out. They're called Armored Earth.
Okay.
And Chase I think Chase is playing with us again. He like jumped in to help out, and then like really loved it, so he stayed for ages. And he's like, "Shit, dude, oh, hang on, whoops, what?
Right.
Dude, I'm neglecting my other band," so he had to like go back to them. And then he missed us, and so he came back again. So I was like, yeah, sucked in, you love us. So I'm sure Chase will be back again soon. But yeah, check out his band Armored Earth. And then at the moment we've got Cam from Party Vibes playing guitar for us.
Okay.
And he's a beast. So yeah, so that's cool. But I don't know where I was going with that. We were just talking about members.
You've been kicking it since
kicking people out.
2011.
That's it. So that's good. It's been 6 years, so it doesn't sound so bad when I go through all the different members.
6 years is a phenomenal
6 years.
time.
6 years is a reasonable amount of time to have gone through 6 members.
Yeah.
That's good.
What a year.
Yeah, pat myself on the back. Yeah. I'm not as much of a tyrant as I thought. And so yeah, we're honestly, man, like, we're just super lucky. Like, I love playing in a band. It's awesome. You get to go and see all these other bands, and you get free entry, and they give you a rider. Like, you seriously can't lose. And everyone's like, "Oh, it's so cool that you give your money away." And it's like, what else are we gonna do with it, man?
Yeah.
Like, I'm saving money. Like, every time we play a gig, I'm literally saving money because I'm not paying to go to a show because I'm already there.
Yeah.
So it's like, so the money that you make, like, cool. Just give it to the animals. They need it more than me.
They do.
Yeah.
They do. They really do.
So, it's like, it's kind of that funny thing where, like, and, like, don't know. I kind of understand why people feel the need to turn their band into a business model, kind of, so to speak. It's really hard not to, like the way the industry has been, because as you were saying before, like we're all products of our environment, and the way this industry has been conditioned, like it's really frightening. Like, you know, Suits have conveyed, like there's all these people making all this rad noise, and then Suits have come along and gone, hey, we can make money from this. You know, and so as soon as they've come along and recognized, like, okay, well, we can put the records out and we can make money on the records, then all of a sudden, you know, they've gone, oh, well, now bands need someone to introduce them to the record label. So now all of a sudden bands have got managers, you know, and then oh, we've got to get the word out about the records. So then there's publicists, and it's like, it can just turn into such an all-encompassing machine. Like it's brutal. And so, you know, I think that was another real benefit of being like not for profit. Like you're
out of that circle.
We're totally out of it. It's great. Like we had a booking agent get in contact with us and like, you know, I really like what you're doing and stuff. And that shows how much like they actually care about their artists.
You're
like,
reaching people.
If he took even 2 seconds to look at like the tagline on our Facebook page or on like our Instagram or whatever, he would see not-for-profit band. Right? So he hasn't even looked. He's just seen our name repeatedly around and gone, hey, that's cool. I'll sign these guys up. I'll be their booking agent and I'll make money off them, and like, you know, every time they do a booking. And so, like, he genuinely doesn't care about us at all. I doubt there are, you know, I know there are lots of people in this industry that do care about the bands they work with, but, you know, on a local level, man.
As soon as there's no money, they don't care.
As soon as there's no money, there's no, you know, so you just got to be so aware of that and that exploitation that exists.
It'd be hard in the scene. And you guys just came off tour too, didn't you? I heard you're over in Adelaide recently.
Yeah, just in Adelaide. Like, we've been super lucky as far as touring goes. We've been to the States twice on tour. And like, but you know, like we work, we make money. So what are you going to spend your money on? Well, like, let's buy a plane ticket.
Yeah,
let's go and like let's play all these rad shows. Like, you know, the first time we went to the States, we're lucky enough we got asked to tour with DRI, Dirty Rotten Imbeciles, and that was nuts, man. And like it was all through the Bay Area as well.
That would have been so cool.
And stuff like this full-on Bay Area thrash, and, just, like, and Death Angel. And it's like, what's going on? Like, and so good. And so like, you know, so it's sort of, for us, it kind of makes sense. And like, you know, obviously, like while we're over there, like we came back from the States, we had like 2,500 US in merch sales that just went to all the animals and stuff. Like went to
That's
Second
so
Chance
cool,
and Forever Friends, and it's a gift, man. It's really a gift. Like, you know, music's a gift. Bloody hell, you guys know every day's a gift. Like, honestly, man, can you imagine if we didn't find like punk rock and metal and stuff when we're like 13 years old?
Yeah, exactly.
Very, very boring.
Oh,
I
don't reckon I'd be here, man.
I agree with you on that one, man.
Our podcast wouldn't be here. Like everything we do, our radio or podcast, I mean, everything we do evolves around music. Like, I mean, even right down to the shirt I put on in the morning.
All my tattoos, music.
That's it.
Like, it's just such a big part of everyone's life.
It's such a massive connection that you get to have. Like, it's so beautiful that that exists for people. Because, you know, like it was hard growing up and stuff. Like, you know, in 13, my dad was in jail. I'm overweight. Everything sucked, man. Like, it really did, eh?
And when you're 13, it's like,
it doesn't matter.
Much worse. Like, you're like, no one has ever experienced this before. You don't know what it's like.
It's so true, right? Whatever happens to you is the worst thing that's happened to anyone ever.
Yeah.
And so, you know, to be able to, like, you know, to be able to find something like Dead Kennedys, and you hear Jello singing, and you're like, dude, I'm not alone. It's like, wow, what's happening to me is not the worst thing that's happened to anyone ever.
Legit.
You know? And it's like, you hear, like, you know, still remember hearing, like, the first time I heard, like, Run to the Hills by Iron Maiden. I was like, I think I was like 12 years old, and I was like, this is sick. And, like, you know, and from that's where I discovered, like, Metallica, and then I discovered Motorhead, and then from Motorhead I discovered Dead Kennedys. I'm like, Yeah, I'm set, man. That's cool. Yeah,
mine was Seventh Son of a Seventh Son by Iron Maiden.
Yeah, nice.
And my old man had a vinyl collection, and every now and then we'd bring it out, and my brother and I just sit there looking at the covers, just going, "Whoa, look at this one!" And like, if anyone remembers the front cover from Seventh Son of a Seventh Son, it's like this cyborg holding his soul.
Yeah.
And it's just in this like water covered like background. And I remember as soon as we could, Dad gets his record player out of storage and he set it up. And for years we've been looking at these albums but never hearing what was on them.
Wow, yeah,
so we
sick.
just sat there for a whole Sunday just going, I want to hear what this
Sunday
one sounds like.
It's when you hear metal for the first time on a Sunday.
Just pulling it out and we're just throwing it on like,
Sabbath.
what? We're listening to like Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap by AC/DC. We've got, Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, whole album. Like, we're just cranking through. We listen to like some Alice Cooper, just cranking it all out. My brother and I just sitting there in awe as like a 6 and 7 year old kids.
Yeah.
And Dad's just kind of doing the whole like probably best if we keep this one from Mum. She doesn't need to know that you guys are listening to me records.
Well, I think one of the first songs I
fun.
learned on drums was "Run to the Hills."
Yeah.
And it was just like just because of the hi-hat, man, just got me like hooked on it, and I was just hooked from there onwards.
Oh man.
Yeah, so it was cool to put
So
music
good.
behind the images.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
I think
And that's the beauty of it, isn't it?
Exactly.
Because the artwork appeals to kids that have that artistic streak,
Yeah.
and then the music does have like an aggression, which like, when you are getting picked on or getting bullied and stuff, like you need to have some kind of release. So like
Not even that, just for any day, anything really, honestly, man. Like you probably have a playlist, everyone who's listening probably has like songs that they relate to on a day-to-day basis. Like they put the headphones on, walk out the door to go do their daily, whatever work or whatever, and they got that playlist set up to get them through the day.
That's it, like it's so important that we have that, and so I think it's really cool when bands can recognize how lucky they are to be a part of it. Like I love going to a gig. Like I was saying before, how lucky we are to just get to play shows.
Yep.
Like we always make sure, like we always load in together. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, and then we're there to watch every band from the start. And it's like, I love it when bands are like that. Like, we've been lucky to tour with some bands that are like that, who just, even like though they're traveling all over the world and made all these like influential records and stuff, they're still just froth on the music because it's just so good. And like like for us as like local bands, like there are so many good local acts. Like it's ridiculous. The talent of bands in Australia is way better.
It is crazy
than the talent of bands I found in America. Like
and also like you guys are a 3-piece at the moment.
Yep.
And you got this interesting dynamic because first time I ever seen you guys play was at the Basement, probably about 2014.
Yep.
Around that time. And I noticed that like you're doing the singing, man, and you're on the drums. Like that must be pretty crazy. You probably get a lot of talk about that. What's that like?
It's super weird. Like I don't actually remember much of the sets, like when we play, because you just kind of like, but it's
smashing it out.
Yeah, you just smash it out, and so like so I make the guys rehearse heaps, so it's just basically just comes down to muscle memory, and then just me trying not to pass out.
Because
just like
I don't know how you do it.
Just belt the lungs until until that point where you don't pass out, and the rest kind of just takes care of itself. Yeah. But it's like you like it's funny when you finish, you're like, I think that was a good set. And you can sort of like remember the first like do shh, and it's like, and then you can remember like kind of the last half of the last song, and like it was a good set
from memory.
and then you realize that like if there was anything like bad that happened where you did stuff up, you remember that as well. And so if you only remember like the very first bar and like the very last 2 bars and nothing in between, they're like, dude, we played a good set. There's no bad bits that are sticking out. That's how I know.
That's a good way of looking at it, man. That's probably the best way too.
Absolutely. Yeah, so, I mean, we just have like a feature-length 20-minute interview with you, so we'll wrap it up now. for the show, but it's been absolutely amazing coming down here to Melbourne.
So keen to see you again.
Yeah, man, we can't wait to get back to Canberra. Like, there's so many nice people there. There's so many wicked scenes all throughout Australia. We just want to say, like, from a band point of view, like, thank you for supporting the scene. Yep. Thank you so much for asking us on as well.
Thank you guys, man.
Absolute pleasure.
Just with everything you do as well.
Honestly, just stoked to be here, man. Like, literally, like, that's, So it's everything's a gift. We're lucky to get to do what we do, but we're also really lucky to get to meet extra crew, new friends, man.
Yeah.
So
that's all it's about, man.
Together,
man. Damn straight. Thank you.
Excellent. Well, thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
There we go.
Cheers, dudes. Hey, this is Tom from Wolfpack, and you're listening to Canberra Metalheads. Yeah.
Bam.